Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going way beyond your typical book review and taking a deep dive into something really cool.
Yeah.
It's a resource that blends faith and finances in a way that I've never really seen before. It's called the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible. And I am really excited to unpack this one
Me too.
because it's not just a Bible, right? It's like a whole financial guidance system all built in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I'm very curious to see what we discover as we dig into this.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how this edition goes beyond just the text.
Right.
We're talking over 2,000 highlighted verses,
Wow.
all related to money, a 40-day structured program to apply those principles, and
Wow.
even a guide for how to talk about these concepts as a group.
That's what really caught my eye, like the community aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like imagine you're navigating your financial decisions,
Yeah.
but you have the support of your faith community. Like that could be incredibly powerful, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's back up a little bit and explain some of the basics.
Okay.
So what does CEV even stand for? And why was it chosen for this edition?
So CEV stands for the Contemporary English Version,
Okay.
and it's known for being really clear and accessible. So think of it as a way to make these timeless principles
Yeah.
more understandable for like anybody today.
So you're saying it kind of removes any of those barriers
Exactly.
that might make it difficult to understand,
Yeah.
making it easier for anyone to really engage with this material,
Yeah, no matter your background.
no matter where you're coming from.
Exactly.
All right, so let's unpack some of these like bonus resources a little bit.
Okay.
First up, we have this 40-day
Yeah, the 40-day.
financial stewardship journey, which sounds kind of like a spiritual boot camp for your money.
Yeah, kind of.
But in reality, what does this journey actually entail?
So think of it as a guided path within the Bible itself. Okay, so it's structured to take you through all these key financial principles.
Yeah.
Over 40 days.
Over 40 days.
So each day you're encountering like specific readings,
Right.
reflections,
Right.
and even practical exercises to help you connect the dots
Interesting.
between your faith and your finances.
So it's not just about like learning information,
No, it's more than that.
but it's really about transformation.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier a discussion guide.
Yes.
So tell me more about that. What's the vision behind including this in this Bible?
So imagine you're gathering with like friends,
fun.
family, or people from your faith community,
Yeah.
and you're openly talking about money decisions,
Wow.
challenges through the lens of faith.
Okay.
So this guide gives you prompts and questions to spark those conversations.
Interesting.
And it encourages like deeper engagement and shared learning.
So it's like a safe space to have those conversations.
Yes, exactly.
That can sometimes be really sensitive. So how does the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible actually bridge that gap between faith and finances?
Right.
What makes it more than just like a collection of verses about money?
That's where the collaboration with Compass Finance's God's Way comes in.
Yeah.
So they're a ministry that focuses on teaching biblical financial principles.
Okay.
And their expertise is like woven all throughout this Bible.
Wow.
So you can think of them as providing the practical application piece
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
to help readers understand how these ancient wisdoms
Yeah.
apply to our lives today.
It's like having a built-in financial advisor.
Yeah,
But they're grounded in faith-based values.
right.
Now, I am intrigued.
Yeah.
And for those of you listening who are as fascinated as I am, we've included a link to this CEV Financial Stewardship Bible in the description below.
Awesome.
So you can check it out, learn more, and maybe even start your own 40-day journey
Yeah,
towards financial well-being, but guided by biblical principles.
that's right.
So now let's delve into one of the most exciting aspects of this Bible, in my opinion,
Okay.
which is the highlighted verses.
Yeah,
There are over 2,000 of them,
that's right.
all focused on things like stewardship, provision, and trust.
Exactly.
And these aren't just verses about budgeting or saving.
No,
They're about understanding God's perspective on money
that's right.
and how we use our resources.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just about finding verses that say,
Right.
don't spend too much or save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
It's much deeper than that.
Yeah, it's more philosophical.
Right. I'm curious then, what does biblical stewardship actually mean? Like, practically speaking.
So stewardship in the Bible means recognizing that everything we have, like our time, talents, and yes, our finances,
Right.
ultimately belong to God.
Yeah.
And we're called to manage those resources wisely, not
Yeah.
for our own gain,
Okay.
but for His purposes.
So it's about being responsible,
Yeah.
intentional
Right.
with what we've been given. It's not about deprivation,
No, not at all.
but it's about aligning our actions
Right.
with our values.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
Me too.
And those highlighted verses, they kind of serve as guideposts.
Right.
They prompt reflection and encourage us to align our financial practices
Yes.
with our spiritual beliefs.
Exactly.
And it's a journey of discovery.
Yeah, it is.
For example, there's a verse in Proverbs that says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty."
Right.
And that's not just about financial planning.
No.
It's about approaching everything in our lives with diligence and intentionality.
Absolutely.
And that can apply to so much more than just money.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It can apply to our relationships, our work, our health.
Totally.
And it's just fascinating to me how these ancient principles
Yeah.
still hold so much relevance for us today.
I know, me too.
And that's what makes this Bible so compelling, I think. It offers a fresh perspective on this timeless wisdom
Yeah.
and helps us connect the dots
Yeah.
between our faith and our everyday lives,
Including our finances.
including our finances. And I can't help but wonder how exploring these concepts in a group setting could really amplify that impact even more.
I think so.
So we'll definitely dive into that more in just a bit.
Okay.
But before we do, for anyone who's ready to start exploring this unique approach to finances,
Yeah.
remember we have that link to the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible in the description below.
Awesome.
You can check it out. Let us know what you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we move on, I just wanted to add one more thought about these highlighted verses.
Yeah, okay.
It's like having this roadmap through the Bible, you know? It's pointing you to specific passages that speak to like your real life concerns.
Okay.
Like budgeting debt, even caring for the poor.
Yeah.
You know, it makes these ancient teachings so much more applicable.
Right. And relevant to us today.
Exactly.
It's like a treasure hunt for financial wisdom hidden within the words of the Bible. I love that. You know, we often think about finances in a very practical sense, right?
Right.
Budgets, numbers, maybe a little bit of stress mixed in there.
For sure.
But what I'm finding so fascinating about the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible is how it really emphasizes that spiritual and emotional side of money.
Yes.
It's not just about managing our money.
Right.
It's about managing our relationship with money.
That's such a key insight.
And that brings us to a topic that I think is often met with mixed emotions,
Okay.
which is generosity and giving.
Yeah.
You know, so many people, I think, view money through a lens of scarcity,
Right.
like there's not enough.
Yeah.
But this Bible seems to challenge that perspective entirely, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It reframes our understanding of wealth and reminds us that true abundance isn't about what we accumulate,
Right.
but it's about what we give away.
I'm curious, what kind of guidance does the Bible offer on this topic?
Okay.
Is it just about tithing, or is there a broader perspective?
So it goes far beyond tithing,
Okay.
although that is certainly addressed.
Yeah.
But the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible presents like a more holistic view
Okay.
of generosity. And it encourages us to be open-handed with our resources
Yeah.
in all areas of life.
Not just financially.
Right.
So it's about cultivating a generous spirit
Yeah.
that extends beyond just our wallets.
Exactly.
Love that.
It's about recognizing that we're blessed to be a blessing and that our resources, whether it's time, talent, or treasure,
Right?
can be a powerful force for good in the world.
Okay, now I can already sense some listeners out there thinking,
Yeah.
but what if I'm barely making ends meet? How can I be generous when I'm struggling myself?
Right.
So does this Bible address those very valid concerns at all?
Absolutely. So it emphasizes that giving shouldn't be out of compulsion or guilt.
Okay.
It's about giving freely and cheerfully from a heart of love and gratitude.
Right.
And it acknowledges that our capacity to give will change throughout life,
Right.
depending on our circumstances.
It's not about a strict set of rules, but a heart posture
Yeah,
that's reassuring.
right.
So practically speaking then, how does someone listening to this actually begin to integrate generosity into their lives,
Okay.
especially if they're used to operating from that place of scarcity?
One practical step is to just start small.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
choose a cause you care about
Yeah.
and commit to even a small monthly donation.
Okay.
You don't have to give a lot of money to make a difference.
Hmm.
It's more about cultivating the habit
Yeah.
and experiencing the joy that comes from giving.
It's about shifting our mindset from I can't afford to give
Right.
to I can't afford not to give.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how even small acts of generosity can ripple outwards
Yeah.
and impact not only the recipient, but also the giver.
That's a good point.
And remember, generosity isn't limited to just money. You can express it through acts of service, volunteering your time,
Yeah.
offering encouragement, or just being present for somebody.
Right. It's about extending kindness and compassion in all areas of our lives.
Exact.
I love that.
Me too.
You know, as we're talking about these principles, I'm reminded of the practical advice that's woven throughout this Bible as well.
Yes.
It's not just about spiritual concepts, but also about real-life money management skills.
Absolutely. The CEV Financial Stewardship Bible recognizes that faith and finances go hand in hand. And it provides guidance on things like budgeting, saving, and managing debt,
Okay.
all rooted in biblical principles.
I'm curious to hear some specific examples.
Okay.
So what kind of advice does the Bible offer on something like budgeting?
Well, one verse that comes to mind is Proverbs 27, 23, and 24,
Okay.
which says, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds, for riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations."
Wow. So even back then, people were concerned about managing their resources wisely.
I know, right?
It's fascinating how those ancient proverbs still hold relevance today.
I know.
So it's about being aware of our income, our expenses, and making sure we're not living beyond our means.
Exactly.
What about saving for the future? Does the Bible offer any wisdom on that?
Yes, it does. Proverbs 21:20 states, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down."
So this encourages us to think long-term,
Yes.
to set aside resources for those unexpected expenses.
Right.
Like that classic advice to pay yourself first.
Yeah,
Setting aside a portion of your income for savings before you even start spending.
that's right.
And again, I love how these timeless principles can be applied to our modern lives.
Me too.
Now, I know this is a sensitive topic, but I'm curious about what the Bible says about debt.
Okay.
Does it condemn all debt, or is there a more nuanced perspective?
The Bible actually offers a balanced perspective on debt.
Yeah.
It recognizes that there are times when borrowing is necessary,
Yeah.
but it also cautions against the dangers of overspending
Yeah.
and accumulating unnecessary debt.
Yeah.
For example, Proverbs 22:7 warns, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender."
That's a powerful image.
It is.
So it's not about demonizing all debt,
Right.
but it's about approaching it with wisdom and caution.
Yeah.
And if anyone listening is feeling overwhelmed by debt or financial stress,
Yeah.
remember that the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible offers guidance and support.
Absolutely.
And in fact, you can explore more about it through the link in the episode description.
That's right.
It's about making informed decisions,
Yeah.
creating a plan, and seeking guidance when you need it.
That's right.
You know, as we've been talking about these practical tips and spiritual principles, I've been thinking about the impact of exploring these concepts in a group setting.
Yeah.
And that's something we touched on earlier.
Right.
And I'm really eager to dive a little bit deeper
Okay.
into that community aspect of this Bible. But before we do, I just want to remind everyone that we have that link to the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible in the description below.
Awesome. As we wrap up our deep dive into the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible,
Yeah.
let's talk about one of its most unique and powerful features, in my opinion,
Okay.
and that is the community aspect.
This is what really intrigued me from the start.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you're trying to navigate the complexities of finances,
Right.
but you're not alone.
Yeah.
You have a group of people who share your values and are kind of on a similar journey with you.
It can make all the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
So the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible actually includes this small group discussion guide
Right.
that's designed to help people have open and honest conversations about finances.
Within a faith-based community.
Exactly.
So it's like having this built-in support system for your financial journey,
Yes.
but it's grounded in shared faith and values.
That's right.
I love that. So how does this community aspect actually work, practically speaking?
It's about creating a safe and supportive space
Okay.
to tackle those often taboo financial topics.
Mm.
So the guide includes like thought-provoking questions and prompts that encourage people to share their experiences, learn from each other,
Right.
and offer support and encouragement.
So it's like recognizing that we're not alone
Exactly.
in our struggles,
Oh,
whether it's
yeah.
budgeting or saving or dealing with debt.
Right.
Yeah, I just imagine how much easier it would be to stick to a budget or tackle debt
Oh, yeah.
when you've got people cheering you on and holding you accountable.
For sure. The power of community is transformative.
Absolutely.
And this discussion guide goes deep into a lot of different topics,
Okay.
from practical money management skills
Right.
to the spiritual significance of things like work contentment and generosity.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
What do you think people stand to gain from exploring these topics together, as opposed to just reading the Bible individually?
I think the benefits are huge.
Okay.
First, it fosters a sense of belonging and shared purpose,
Right.
knowing that you're not alone on this journey.
Yeah.
Second, it provides a platform for accountability,
Right.
which helps people stay motivated and on track with their goals.
That is so important.
It is, because it's easy to get discouraged when you're by yourself.
Yeah, you lose momentum
Right.
if you don't have somebody to kind of keep you going.
Exactly. And third, it creates an environment for, shared learning.
Oh, that's good.
So people can gain wisdom and insights from each other,
Yeah.
gaining perspectives they might not have thought of on their own.
Right.
And then finally, it helps people grow spiritually
Okay.
as they connect their money practices to their faith
Yeah.
and deepen their understanding of God's principles.
It's a holistic approach, for sure.
Yeah.
It addresses not just the practical,
Uh,
but the emotional and spiritual aspects of money as well.
right.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I can't help but feel a sense of hope and inspiration.
I know, me too.
This CEV Financial Stewardship Bible offers such a unique and empowering approach to finances,
Absolutely.
blending practical wisdom with spiritual guidance
Yes.
and the power of community.
I love it.
Yeah, and it's really a testament to the timeless relevance of these ancient scriptures and how they can address these modern-day challenges.
Sure. Even if you're not particularly religious,
Yeah,
the principles in this Bible are so valuable for navigating the complexity of personal finance.
it's about taking those universal truths
Yeah.
and applying them to our lives in a way that brings greater peace, purpose, and even joy to our financial journey.
I agree.
So if any of this resonates with you,
Yeah.
we encourage you to check out the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible.
Absolutely.
We have a link in the description below.
Awesome.
So whether you're just beginning your financial journey or you're just seeking to realign your practices with your values, this Bible offers a roadmap
Yeah,
and a community to support you
that's right.
every step of the way.
It's a great resource.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the CEV Financial Stewardship Bible.
All right.
We hope you found this exploration insightful and encouraging.
Yeah.
And as always, thank you for joining us on Amazon Picks and Reviews, your guide to top finds.
See you next time.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive.